All right. Good evening. Welcome to another live feed on Rashad with your YouTube channel. Let's get into it, man. Obadiah, like the Spirit Study Bible. Now, this book is about judgment on Edom. Right. It's gonna be a very short book to read. It's not that much to read about. King Jonah tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, definitely on Thursday. We'll see. Let's get into it, man. Very short book. Obadiah. The vision of Obadiah. This is what the sovereign Lord says about Edom. We have heard a message from the Lord, and a voice who sent to the nations to say, rise, let us go against her for battle. Obadiah was a prophet to Judah who prophesied about God's judgment against Edom. Now, Edomites, Judah's southern neighbors, were descendants of Esau, Jacob's brother, thus they were related to Israel. However, that nation had become a perpetual enemy of God's people, but often given into foreign armies attacking Israel because of Edom's long hostility toward and hatred of the Israelites. God's wrath would come upon them. Right, verse 3, the pride of your heart has deceived you, you who live in the clefts of the rocks and make your home on the heights, you who say to yourselves, who can bring me down to the ground? The pride of your heart, that means the Edomites live in a rocky range of mountains. They arrogantly regard their homeland as secure and were proud of their self-sufficiency and power. Yet God will bring them down. Number two, Bible also teaches that pride and haughtiness leads to self-deception, go before a fall, and cause God to become one's enemy. Verse 5 and 6, let's read that. These came to you, the robbers in the night. Oh, what a disaster awaits you. Would they not steal only as much as they wanted? If grape pickers came to you, would they not leave a few grapes? But how Esau will be ransacked, his hidden treasures village. Next, let's read this. If thieves came to you, the Edomites had made it a practice to plunder other people, robbing and killing them, how they will experience the same thing for God, whom would bring another nation against them. Verse 10 says, because the violence against your brother Jacob, you will be covered with shame and be destroyed forever. Destroyed forever. It means that Obadiah prophesies that the Edomites will be completely destroyed because of their violence and cruelty, whereas Judah will be restored, God's kingdom will prevail. So in 582 BC, 4 years Jerusalem was destroyed. Edomite people were nearly destroyed by the Babylonians. Forced to live in southern Judah in AD 70, after Jerusalem's destruction by Rome, they were never heard of again. Verse 11 through 14, let's get into it. On the day you stood aloud, stood aloof, while strangers carried off his wealth, and foreigners entered his gates, cast lots for Jerusalem, and you were like one of them. You should not look down on your brother, and of his misfortune, nor rejoice over the people of Judah in the day of their destruction, nor revel so much in the day of their trouble. You should not march through the gates of my people in the day of their disaster, nor look down on them in their calamity in the day of their disaster, nor seize their wealth in the day of their disaster. You should not wait at the crossroads to cut down their fugitives, nor hand over their survivors in the day of their trouble. You stood aloof, means that Edom, no one refused to help Judah, its neighbor and relative, when they were in Judah trouble, for this God will judge them. Number two, God's concerned that his people who have received his help and mercy show mercy to others in their time of need. Indifference and self-centeredness demonstrates that God's love, grace, do not divide in us. All right, that's it for that, verse 15. Let's get 15. The day of the Lord is near, for all nations, as you have done will be done to you. Your deeds will return upon your own head. It will be done to you. That means Obadiah prophesies that God would repay Edom other nations according to their testament treatment of others, the same principle applied. Verse 17 to 21, going to be done with Jonah maybe tomorrow, definitely on Thursday. But on Mount Zion will be deliverance, it will be holy. The house of Jacob will possess his inheritance. The house of Jacob will be on fire. And the house of Jacob a flame. The house of Esau will be stubble, and they will set it on fire and consume it. There will be no survivors from the house of Esau. The Lord has spoken. People from the Negev will occupy the mountains of Esau. People from the foothills will possess the land of the Philistines. They will occupy the fields of Ephraim and Samaria. And Benjamin will possess the lad. This company of Israel exiles who are in Canaan will possess the land as far as Zarephath. The exiles from Jerusalem who are in Sepharad will possess the towns of the Negev. The deliverers will go up on Mount Zion to govern the mountains of Esau. The kingdom will be the Lord's. On Mount Zion will be deliverance. That means Mount Zion represents Jerusalem under the old covenant and the heavenly abode of the church under the new covenant. The Bible prophesies that Israel and all of God's faithful people will be delivered from their enemies and inherit the earth and reign with Christ. This fulfillment awaits the return of Jesus the Messiah to earth, at which time will evil be defeated, then the kingdoms will be the Lord's. So I'll be in Jonah maybe tomorrow, definitely on Thursday. See what happens with that. So I'm done with that. Now just getting to next 64 UCLA Bruins for the ultimate book, March Madness. Let's get into it. If you were a college basketball team, 1964 was a good year to make the tournament because of the 8 teams that advanced to the regional finals, and incredible 6 of them enjoyed their best season in school history to that point. Most notable among them were unranked Ohio and Connecticut. Bobcats snuck past Louisville 71-69. It will be well. Blue Wild Elves All-American Cotton Nash, 4th-ranked Kentucky team 85-69. Despite a poultry 14-10 record, UConn made the tournament or win the little-known 16 Yankee Conference. Huskies have been just 1-9 in the tournament in their school's history, but they defeated Temple 53-48 in the first round, then beat Princeton 52-50 on Don Herno's free throws with 32 seconds left. His steals moments later sealed the Huskies' first trip into the Elite Eight. Long before John Wooden made national championships, looked the team was a 53-year-old coach got a title to his name. For 15 years, Wooden had been coaching UCLA, but all he had to show for it was a 3-9 NCAA tournament record and an unfulfilled dream. But in 1964, Wooden had assembled a team that he thought could deliver UCLA his first championship. Sophomore Doug McIntosh would be joining a team that was returning to be budding stars in Keith Erickson, Walt Harris, Patrick, and Gail Goodrich. The team had no championships to speak of. The championship atmosphere was already in place for the dynasty that was to come. Some players, however, caught on later than others. That confidence would be necessary to bring home the title, but not even Goodrich would have expected just what his team would accomplish that season. The Bruins not only rolled through the schedule undefeated, but they ran nearly every opponent to the ground. Few teams even dared to keep against the competitors. But UCLA finally found a worthy challenger in his tournament opponent against the University of Seattle. The Bruins had stormed out to a 48-39 lead. But as the game wore on, the Chieftains brought their games to another level. They took their first lead of the game 75-73, 7:53 to go. At the 5-minute mark, they still only trailed 81-80. Gilbridge responded to firing a pass to the freshman Kenny Washington. Promptly laid the ball, and despite being fouled, Washington's free throw put the Bruins up 4. And when Gilbridge made a layup of his own moments later, the Bruins were back up 86-80. Seattle cut the lead to 95-90. UCLA looked to have to finish off the game. You can Seattle game was supposed to be a wake-up call. The Bruins have currently slept there alone. The next game is University of San Francisco. The Bruins failed to make a basket.
And Brad was yesterday to just one day. Unless you want to eat no bread.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they had 27 deficit to the Dons. At the end of the half, UCLA had just shot 31% from the floor, losing 36 to 28. But Gilrich, even though he wasn't immune to horrific shooting, made just one field goal and wouldn't sit to the bench. And of course, minutes, so Gilrich never won. It was kind of his win. And he sank the jump shot to grab. His team had grabbed a 45-44 lead, and they observed the nicest 90 win. So the Bruins were hoping to convince their critics. Had interest was shown it during the Final Four. They match up against Kansas State. Wildcats took a 69-63 lead throughout midway through the second half and still led 35-70 with 7:20 to go. But some expected help turn the tides back to UCLA. Now with the cheerleaders as well as the press on their side, Bruins scored the next 11 points and won the negative 84. So now they were 30-0. The team that stood away with a 30-0 record, was Duke. Duke Blue Devils had a 26-4 record. Duke took a 30-27 lead in this game. But knew it was time to make a change, so he puts in. He pulled out. He sat Fred Florida, the senior. He was pulled from the game. So Mike Vintage, 6 minutes of the team, played the game of his life. When the Bruins are going 16-0 run in the closing minutes of the half to go up to 43-30. And I wouldn't have started the game. 5 players at the beginning of the half of the season went with his gut instinct. It's a smart move for McIntosh staying in the game. And the Bruins won their first championship, 98-83. That's it. That's it for 1964 UCLA at the end. 1965 UCLA. Tomorrow, maybe Thursday. That's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Be back on Thursday for Book of Jonah, chapter 1, 2, and 3. And 1965 UCLA Bruins, the March Madness book. Till then, have a good night.